Perk, we kind of know what this team's overarching goal for the season is, but do you guys have some maybe day-to-day, game-to-game kind of goals that you want to see out of this group?
I think individually we all have goals for us, like what we want to get out of each other. I think right now it's just the young guys, their goals are they want to learn and want to win, and our goals are we want to make sure we set the right example for the young guys. Not just talking about on the court, but off the court too. And right now I think our main goal is going into the month of October with so many new faces and getting to know each other. I think that's one thing I think we've been lacking in the past couple of years was getting to know getting to know new guys and getting to know each other really. I think we all could improve on that. I think I can get better with knowing guys. I told myself coming into this year I want to do a better job of getting to knowing Serge, getting to knowing Steven outside of basketball. Find out, I just want to go deep into their personal life because I think that it carries over onto the court.
Kendrick, it looks like you slimmed down a little bit. What did you do in the off season in terms of physical?
I just trained, worked hard, changed my diet. I ended the season last year at like 298, so I said I wanted to come in training camp at 275, and I weighed in at 276 today, so that's what I wanted to play at. Felt like going down any less than that, I'll lose, what I do best, banging in the post, so I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get tossed around.
How's the quad? How'd you hurt it, and how long do you expect to miss?
Well, quad fine. I think I might be out for another 2 or 3 weeks for us getting back on the court. I heard it training, so every time I finish workouts, I always run me a couple down and backs. And I was running the down and back. I ran down, I was coming back, and next thing I know, I felt it. I couldn't run no more, so it's a crazy accident, but it happened.
You mentioned Serge, and you've seen him progress the last few seasons. Do you expect even bigger things from him this season on the court?
I do. I expect bigger things out of a lot of people, so including myself. So I think a lot of people went out and got better, but I expect a lot more out of Serge. More so, I don't think it was Serge necessarily with his game, overall game. I think it's more so his mental. And I just wanted to see if he growed and matured in those ways as far as just thinking.
You said that you lost some weight. You're looking at some of the star players in the league, though, like LeBron and like Carmelo, they've trimmed down. Is there something to that? What's with that trend right now?
Well, we're getting older. That's one thing. I mean, I came in the league with those guys in this our 12th year, and I'm about to be 30, so you're getting older. You got to start, watching what you eat. And I don't know LeBron reason for doing it because he's, 250, 260 with probably 3% body fat. So, but you get older, you try to find ways to stay in the league longer. That's the way I think.
Yeah, Kendrick, you're talking about getting older. There's going to reach a point where you're not going to be able to play as much as you have. Probably not start anymore. When that day comes, will you be able to handle that mentally? Are you ready for that when that occurs?
Yeah. I don't have no choice. I didn't spend a third of my life in the NBA, and I've been blessed to be able to start for about 10 years straight now. I'm 30. I feel like I can play with the league, how the league is right now, and in the way I think, and it's no knock on some of the younger guys that's coming into the NBA overall, but I feel like they don't have the brains that I have. And I feel like when you have the brains to play, if you have the brains and a high basketball IQ, you could play as long as you want. And I just feel that way.
Do you feel like it will be a position battle this camp with Steven?
To be honest with you, going into the season, I think going into the training camp, except for KD and Russ, is always a position battle. So every year I go into training camp, if you're not, the $100 million guys, it's always a position battle, in my opinion. So I always approach training camp like that, and that's just the way I feel.
Kendrick, we've always talked, you've been close to KD, talked about leadership and so on, and I was wondering, when he decided not to play for Team USA, did you have any reaction to that? Just, it's been through a lot from that first round when losing Russ, that whole year, last year's playoffs. Did you feel like it was good for him to get away? Yeah,
it was. He had actually texted me before he actually made it public that he was take a step back from me, and he asked me what I thought about it, and I was like, I think it's the best for you. I mean, KD did a lot, especially to start the season. He carried the load when Russ was out, was averaging a lot of minutes, he played a lot of time on the court, and then going into the season, he kept it going, to win his MVP. Then he played at a high level, and we've been playing damn near the June every year since I've been here, so I think it's well deserved.
Yeah, Kendrick, you guys added a couple of pieces, look like would be nice additions, but have you reached a point where it's not about adding right pieces and winning the summer? Is it more just about how you play once the season gets here and once the postseason gets here?
I agree. I don't think I don't think adding like big pieces to our team go change our team. I feel like we had a talent. I always say it's all about how fast we go grow up, how fast we gonna mature, and how fast we gonna be willing to sacrifice. And my thing is that when I was in Boston, I played with a few Hall of Famers, but they was towards the end of their career, and so they didn't have a problem with sacrifice. Well, now you have guys like KD and Russ who they're in their prime. You got Serge who trying to make a name for himself for us with the All-Star type of, trying to make an All-Star game. So it's kind of hard to like ask them to sacrifice, especially before the All-Star break. But the thing is that if we want to get to where we're trying to go, and you watch San Antonio, who won it all this year, they sacrificed from the beginning to the end. And they play the same way all the time. They play right all the time. They trust everybody on their team all the time, 1 through 15. You look in the finals this year, I mean, Tim Duncan played a major role, and Tony Parker played a major role, obviously, and Ginobili, but other guys, the guys that stepped up, Kawhi Leonard won the finals MVP. Boris Diaw was a problem. He was a problem for us. And then you had Patty Mills, who you watch some of the game. Popovich Tony Parker out the game, and he'll roll with Patty Mills at crucial times of the game. And Tony Parker was fine with it. I think that's the level that we got to get to. But I think we can't turn it on in actual April or turn it on in March. It got to start now, so that way everybody could trust and everybody could believe in each other, and we could go into the postseason with confidence.
Perk, it's a contract year for you this year. How does that change your approach? Change your approach in slimming down this summer, and how do you look forward through the season knowing that?
Well, I mean, I'm 30 and this is my 12th year, but I don't feel like I'm just an old man, and I got individual goals, and I worked hard this summer. And the main thing, every time I hit the court this summer, I was just thinking, I actually watched a lot of film on myself. None from the days of being in Oklahoma City, all days of being in Boston, because I just felt like I needed to get my confidence back. So I played a lot of basketball, and I just watched a lot of film. I just kept telling myself that I need to get back to playing on how I used to play in Boston. And that's all I keep telling myself. So, it's just where my drive is.
Perk, you saw James Harden go through his contract situation. Reggie's kind of in the same contract year. What advice would you give to him?
Make the right decision for Reggie, especially with a guard. Very seldom you can get, what you can. You got to maximize what you can get. At the end of the day, he still have to think about Reggie, even though we would love him to be here and we would love him to get it done. He still have to think about Reggie, but him and Sam will figure it out.